It's been 1 year of ownership with my Tudor Black Bay Pro, and let me tell you, this watch is so good. I'm out here today in nature. I'm actually at the same hike that I discovered last year when I was filming when I just barely got my Black Bay Pro. And I wanted to hop on and give 1 year's worth of my thoughts on the Tudor Black Bay Pro, things that have changed, things that I like, things that I maybe don't like about it after owning it for a whole entire year. Long story short, this watch is phenomenal. In my 1 year of ownership, I picked up the stock Tudor Black Bay Pro bracelet. When I bought this watch, it came on the stock NATO strap. And my favorite thing about this watch is honestly probably gonna be the T-Fit clasp that is on this bracelet. You don't have a ton of adjustment, but what I love specifically about it is that you can adjust it whether it is on your wrist or off your wrist. If you wanna loosen it, all you have to do is pull the clasp and it loosens all the way. And while it's on, you can just tuck those portions that you just pulled back into the watch with your fingernail and tighten it and loosen it while it's on your wrist. So shout out to Tudor for T-Fit. We're nice and low here in the brush today because it's kind of bright outside. In my 6-month video, I mentioned a lot of the specific things about this watch that I really liked. And those things are all still true to this day. The ring around the bezel, the matte dial, the fonts on the date disc, all of the little niche things about this watch, I freaking love about this watch. But my newest thing that I've come to love about this watch is how robust Tudor watches are. Unfortunately, this thing took a fall. I was going to go take this photo of the watch, and when I was doing that, I was currently wearing my Omega Seamaster. And this watch was in my hands, I was holding it, and when I was putting on my jacket and I put my arms through the sleeve, it slipped out of my hand and from about waist high fell onto a tile floor and slid across the floor. Not good at all. As you can see, this thing is still ticking away. It is still running good, it's still running accurate. I just have a few new dings, which honestly makes me like the watch even more. This is a rugged, adventurous watch, and so to have battle scars on it only makes me love this watch even more. And what's awesome is the Black Bay Pro can handle having adventure scars. It can handle going out and adventuring. It can handle the occasional drop. Maybe not all of them, but at least some of them. You already knew this part was coming. The thickness. How do I feel about the thickness after 1 whole year of wearing it? I feel like I'm kind of where I was back to when I was still at that 6-month mark, where it is a thick watch, and it is the only thing that I would knock it down for being not perfect. With that being said, it is still totally wearable, and when you have it on the wrist and you're wearing it for extended periods of time, you really don't notice it, and it just kind of becomes part of what the watch is. The case size is 39 millimeters, mixed with that 14.6 millimeter thickness, and it wears like probably a 40, I would say. I have tiny 6.5 inch wrists, and on my 6.5 inch wrists, it looks like a pretty substantial watch, but when you wear it, it honestly doesn't feel that crazy. If you're wearing it for a long period of time, it does kind of feel heavy, and wearing it for days and weeks at one time, that is one of the things that you kind of notice is the weight is more of an issue than the thickness. But I mean, like really, that's my only major gripe that I have with this watch. And it's really not even that bad. I apologize if it's super windy and if the lighting is really harsh, but in my video I made on the Christopher Ward, I mentioned that the next watch that I want to get is the Explorer 2. I think the Polar Dial, the newest reference 226570, in my opinion, that is the only watch that I want at the moment. And having this watch, every gripe that I can point to have on this watch, every gripe is just something that the Explorer 2 is. I wish that the hands were fatter. I wish that the indices were a little bit bigger. I wish that it had a white dial. All of these gripes that I can pinpoint on this watch are honestly just the fact that it is not the Explorer 2. So I don't even think I'd consider those gripes. They're literally just, I know how bad I want the Explorer 2, and this just makes me want the Explorer 2 that much more. I love how absolutely adventurous this watch is. I have taken this watch with me almost everywhere. It has been in the mountains, it has been in the water, it has been everywhere else. It can go with me everywhere. It can handle everything that I throw at it. There's honestly never a situation when I need to take this off of my wrist. I sleep in this watch. I shower in this watch. I'll go swimming, hiking, literally everything I have done with this watch. It just has that adventure sense to it where you can do anything in it. For me, legibility is such a key important thing for me when I'm looking at a watch to buy. And I think that the Tudor Black Bay Pro is so legible. The dial is entirely matte black, the hands are matte, everything is matte, so there's no shiny reflections from any light sources, and the lume is super freaking good. This is one of the few watches that I have, when I put it on my wrist, it genuinely feels like it is a tool designed to do one thing, to tell the time wherever you're at. And I think it does a fantastic job at doing that. Overall, it's really hard to say, but I think this watch is my favorite watch in my collection. My Omega has the sentimental, my first luxury watch part about it that makes it up there, but I enjoy wearing this watch way more, I think, than wearing my Seamaster. And so I feel like this is my favorite watch. It's definitely my most worn watch of this year, and I just could not be more thrilled with the Black Bay Pro. I am excited to see what Tudor is gonna do in the future. One of the things that I personally think that Tudor is gonna do is update the Black Bay Pro with the new movement that is either in the Tudor Black Bay 58 GMT or the new Pelagos Zulu time with that thinner meta certified movement. I mentioned in my 6-month review that if Tudor does that I would be willing to sell this watch in order to buy that. And I honestly don't think I would do that anymore. I do wish that this watch was thinner, but I have so many just scratches and memories in this watch that it'd be hard to part with it at this point. I honestly think it is possible that I could sell all of my watches and only keep this watch and be satisfied, at the very least for a short period of time. But I am excited to see what Tudor is gonna do in the future. In terms of strap choices for this watch, I've been running mostly the stock Tudor bracelet because of the T-Fit clasp, but my other favorite option is the yellow spring-made NATO strap. I like this so much because it matches really well with that GMT hand, and it just gives it a more Thule adventurous aesthetic every once in a while when I wanna wear it like that. Currently, obviously I'm wearing it with the bracelet because that's just my go-to favorite setup. And it is so windy today. Thank you for watching this video. I do appreciate it. If you stayed all the way till this part in the video, you're gonna get actually 3 gold stars today. Thanks for watching. Peace out.